Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of Wilmington Town FC, the eUSL League. We're here on Matchday number 1 and we're having our first game on the road at Dead Whales FC. As you can currently see, we're a 13-8 pick to advance to win this match, whereas Dead Whales are 6-4 and 2-1 to have a draw. It's a 1500 kickoff. Admission is $31 to this match. And I believe we have a pretty decent team set up. We have all of these players ready to go. I'm going to go with the controversial pick and leave Santi Miller on the bench to put Lebo Maloto, or in the reserves, put Lebo Maloto on the bench. But I think this will be a pretty strong roster. And Josh Yarrow is going to take the armband today. I'll be curious how it ends up with, especially with this forward formation that we have. Although I'm nervous specifically around Carl Ouimet and Sean Francis, as they're not full, in particular with that position. So I'll be curious how that kind of plays out going forward. And I feel like we should have a pretty decent set. I'm going to look to Herzog, Maloto, and Lasso to bring in off the bench later. But teams are warming up. Here we go. Let's see how the first match of the season goes. Let's head into the dressing room. Do this for the fans. I'm going to change the settings first. 2D Classic, replays. Let's play. I do hope there's not going to be any lag here. Seems like there might be a tiny bit, but Lomas gets the ball started and Dead Whales FC gets us underway. Faraz dribbles forward. Alright. Yep, there's that first one. You're getting by Francis. Francis with a hard foul to give up a free kick to Dead Whales. Let's set up to play for set pieces. Early free kick position here in the first minute of play. But we quickly move on forward beyond that. So far it's been relatively calm back and forth and a bit of a dull beginning, but after giving up that early free kick, I will gladly take what the scoreline is right now. Possession is slightly in Dead Whales' favor. There are still no shots from either side in the first 15 minutes of play. I'm going to use this opportunity to try and shoot on sight and mix crosses. Still waiting on that next highlight. I'm going to start marking down a few of these players a bit more with another pause in the action. Still need to start pressing a few of these players as they've been controlling play here early. Dan Metzger controls the play in the midfield back over to Kobayashi. That's passed out wide, and it's out for a corner. First corner of the match goes to the Dead Whales FC. Getting word from another match that Enevoldsen has scored the first goal of eUSL League play. Another free kick opportunity. Ooh, big save from Josh Yarrow right off the line as Solomon Asante chases it to keep it in play. They are up 2-0 in shots on target and shots total, as we are still looking for our first shot of the match. What's up with this team that we have this strong attack and it's not producing a single shot to go with it? Let's back off a bit from the shoot on sight. let's see what else we can do with this, as the entire highlights have all been in our own half. Oh, that was a bad opportunity from the dead whales right there. But 4 shots to none from me. It's been a frustrating first half for us. We certainly need a shot soon. No one else has been really playing out of their minds for our side. But Sean Francis with a lot of mistakes over the bar. That was nerve-wracking. But at halftime, if they're out shooting us 6-0, but the scoreline's 0-0, I'll certainly take that. +1 a stoppage. And we go into the locker room at the break, 0-0. Here we are, returning for the second half. At some point. Yeah, so Cloudsdale is up 2-0 with 2 0-0 results elsewhere. And Volton at 9, Moberg in 12. Seems to be a little bit of lag, but here we are for the second half as Cameron Lancaster gets us underway up to Wallfall. Carl Ouimet, and it holds the ball in the midfield, but quickly turns it over. That's a bad giveaway. That's unlucky. There we are. First shot of the match, and it comes in the 49th minute for us. That was a long ways to wait, but it's a shot on target, and I'll certainly take it. Let's mark him down a bit tighter. Updates elsewhere. 3-0 now for Cloudsdale. First substitution of the match is Nazmi Abudawi comes out of play. I'm probably going to wait for around 60 or the 65th or 70th to probably take out Enzo Martinez to bring on someone else. Although Solomon Asante getting yellow cards certainly doesn't help. Throw in deep in our own half. Tries to dribble it in. Lomas clears it out. That's the first goal. George Levy's. He sends Dead Whales up 1-0 early. The host, or 1-0 in this half. The hosts take the lead there, and you could really tell that goal was coming. It was hard to argue with, and you knew for a fact they were certainly going to find the back of the net just with how they've played today. Very well done from the hosts. I'm going to take out Enzo Martinez to bring on Lebo Maloto, and let's see how this kind of mixes things up here. I really don't want to bring on another defender, even if they are getting tired on the back line. I feel like, if anything, we need to switch off a bit. Cameron Lancaster turns the ball over in the midfield. That's unlucky. They're still controlling play here in the midfield with Dead Whales. Kobayashi sends it up. They get by. Hey, Josh Yarrow sends it. Restrepo blocks it out. He sends it back out of play. That was lucky that wasn't in the back of the net right there. Dan Metzger with a chance. Passes it over to Solignac, but it's quickly blocked out. Sean Francis clears the ball out of play. It just seems like we're playing nervous to start off this match. I'm going to try making a sub while we are still paused. I don't want to take off. Sebastian Valaquez hasn't been playing perfectly, so let's do Corey Herzog and see what happens. Yeah, that rating hasn't been fantastic for Valaquez at a 6.2, so let's see what Corey Herzog can do to kind of to try and help turn the tide, as we should say. Shoot on sight. Let's play a lot more. I mean, we have to have more than one shot in a match. This is terrible. And this could easily have been a 2 or 3 goal game for the Dead Whales right now. One shot and one shot on target is certainly a difficult stat line to take a look at. But here we are as Dead Whales advance the ball forward on the wing, although they pass it back to their goalkeeper, who hasn't had to do much today. They send the ball forward in the midfield as a Weemat, and it cuts it off over to Maloto, back to Kevin Lambert, back to Josh Mayer. Solomon Asante brings it forward on a yellow card. Tries to send it in the box. Cameron Lancaster with a chance, and it's off the post. That was our best chance of the match right there, and it was just unlucky from Lancaster to send it off the post, and that's a throw into the Dead Whales. Those are the chances we need to be looking for right there. That was difficult. That was certainly a tough result to have right there. Lancaster was offsides on a very close chance. But 2 shots and rather difficult play to kind of start off our season. I'm going to make a sub. Let's take off Wallfall for Dane Kelly, confirm, and then I'm going to go to tactics, hopefully. Yep, tactics, right after this chance. Corner, and I'm going to send Dane Kelly up forward. Kevin Lambert will play a little bit in the midfield. Lancaster sits off to the side, confirm. Corner comes to nothing as Dead Whales takes it on the break. Select out with a wide chance, and that's a goal outside the box to make it 2-0. Well, that's going to be all she wrote today, as Dead Whales will take a very early lead here. Or at the start of the season. Wilmington Town will end the day in 5th. Really disappointing fixture today for the boys. I really would have thought we would have played a little better. Maloto with a chance, but it's quickly saved off the free kick. But Donovan will probably just dribble it all out. Sean Francis collects the ball on there. Restrepo takes the ball on a pass back. And that's all she wrote. Dead Whales takes an early 2-0 victory into the season. Not much to write home about for Wilmington Town. A rather kind of disappointing match, and just kind of hope better for the next one. Yeah, I'm going to tell the boys that I'm not happy. Corey Herzog was stressed for that comment, but I'm going to hope for our next fixture that we'll look a little better next time out. Trying to find some of the latest scores that we have from a few of the other matches. We'll be going up against the AI teams, Queens Park Strangers, in this next fixture. I would have thought we would have had more scores after, or just more shots, given that the attack that we currently have played with from this, but it was difficult, and I may want to look elsewhere instead of Sean Francis in goal or in that kind of left back position for the next match. I almost want to see if I can give Van Schiek a chance or put Jermaine Taylor in there. Or we'll certainly see when it comes down to the next fixture of play. Still trying to advance a little forward here. Player stats. I think we're just waiting on a few people needing to advance forward. there you are for those results. Queen's Park Rangers takes a 3-0 defeat in that match. Anna Voltson, who fell down to the 6th, gets a very big victory for Cloudsdale. And myself and Strangers are the only ones to not record a goal in their first match. But luckily, we're going up against QPS in this next fixture, and I'm going to be hopeful that we can pick up a result. I'm glad we held out as long as we could to just try and keep the match as close as we could for those 2 second half goals. Looking over at the table, we're going to be roughly around 5th place. Yeah, I would say so. 5th place sounds about right. Headed over into looking at Matchday 2. It'll be a home match against Queen's Park Rangers. Trying to see how we can advance in the game time. It's interesting with that Cloudsdale match, there was a lot of scoring in. Let's look at the squad. I want to improve some of these tactics. That was a really just kind of disappointing match from Sean Francis that I would love to see changed out. And I could tell going into that match that our kind of weak spot would have been on that left side of the field with Francis or Ouimet actually played, I think, a rather solid game, whereas Francis certainly struggled a bit more on that chance. Let's look at Javon Watson, who I knew I probably should have gotten a few more players who were well enough to play on that defensive left side. Let's go back through and watch a few of the matches that are still in progress, it seems. If I can navigate my way there. I guess I'm not able to watch a few of these live matches, it seems. Let's go to just latest scores. Interesting, I guess we finished up with our fixture before everyone else, and I've been trying to watch these matches, but I think since they said you have a match on the same day, which we all do in the league, we're not able to watch any of these fixtures. Still the same score lines from previous chance of us checking. We'll have to figure something out here. Restrepo was fine in goal. I don't really fault a lot of those goals given up on him. He actually probably saved us more often than not. Asante and Lancaster are great choices to have in formation. We certainly need Velasquez to kind of step up a bit more. And same with Enzo Martinez as well. But I feel like that's a good switch off if I'm able to bring on Maloto or Corey Herzog to kind of replace either two of those players. Although Santimora might not be a bad option to bring in for one of these matches. I also may want to take a look at and see, is there a way I can kind of adjust the formation or kind of take what they recommend as our formation for this next fixture. Apologies for this on the home screen. It doesn't come up in matches or anywhere else. It's just a weird kind of glitch I've run into with my football manager. Looks like a few of these matches are still in progress. At least it is reassuring to see QPS kind of getting destroyed. It makes me feel slightly more confident going into that match that we should be able to find our form. They made a few rather baffling choices in the draft, taking an 18-year-old goalkeeper that I had actually never heard of rather early, I think in the 6th round. So that makes it all the more baffling of a decision. That keeper may very well end up being the starter against us, but I'm going to be hopeful for this upcoming fixture that we can rebound and kind of bounce back from this. Still just kind of awaiting to see the results of these fixtures. And it'll be a home one. I honestly feel like the difference maker that's going to come through the season is how can you perform against the AI opponent. And that's the team that everyone should probably pick up a result against. And that's where you really pad the goal differential right there. All right, so it looks like we're just waiting on this last fixture with Cloudsdale and Pally, and Herrera gets a goal there to make it 4-2. That is certainly a very big scoreline. And right there to grab one back for the goal differential. Although I feel like that, unfortunately for us, it'll keep us in 5th place rather than moving up to 4th. I think we're only doing single table, so it's crucial that we keep finding these results going forward. Luckily for us, Strangers are going to be rooted at the bottom of the table and will keep us in 5th currently. Yeah, I think what made our game a little quicker was that we were just on key highlights, and that's always typically how I've played a few of the games rather than going to extended highlights. Either way, I'm fine with any matter that we try and play some of the games here. 4-3. Wow, that actually made this game rather interesting. Trying to click and I want to join and try and watch the match. Here we are, finally able to watch. 14-8, 9-5 with shots on target. We hadn't picked up a slight injury, but Clausewitz is going to have to play out with him on that, whereas eUSL had a yellow card. Clausewitz with a chance sends it wide. I'm actually glad I'm able to finally watch these fixtures now. Pause to make a few tactical changes as Tyler Pasher sends the ball forward, quickly cleared out. eUSL with a chance up to Jorge Herrera. Dribbles it through the midfield, still with the ball, over to Hope Not, who I think was a steal of the draft early. Hope Not with the ball once more. Chris Wheaton picked up an injury. And here we are into stoppage time. +5. King tosses it into Hope Not. King. This is definitely an early contender for match of the season right here. Sends it into the box, but quickly cleared out. Wheaton doing all he can to maintain the Cloudsdale advantage. Certainly, selfishly for myself on the table, I would kind of like to see this match end up as a draw, especially considering the amount of a comeback that had to be mounted to get this, but it was out for just slightly of a throw-in. King with a chance. Out for a corner. If a goal is going to come, it's going to come off this instance. Herrera tosses it in. Backward to Orozco. Sends it out for a throw-in. Doing everything they can to try and defend this one late in the match. Over to Hopino. Pasher. We end here with a free kick. Cleared out. Tyler Pasher here on the break. Sends it forward but cut off. Richie Ryan brings it up into the midfield. Into the box. Cleared out Villarreal. Another chance. Powder. Morberg. Cordell Cato. Over to Villarreal. Tossed out of play, and I think that'll be all she wrote right there. Full time, that's it. And those take all the results from the first weekend of play. Wow, what an exciting fixture to watch. 4-3. Yeah, I think we're all just waiting to advance forward right now. Here we are. It'll update the table for a little bit. Yeah, I think we're going to be sitting in 5th place after this first match. We're going to see Elizabethtown in 1st, Dead Whales in 2nd, Cloudsdale in 3rd, VSI Pally in 4th, Wilmington Town FC in 5th, and Queen's Park Strangers in 6th. Of course, it's always important to save the game, but I'm looking forward to trying to get back home and start turning around a few of these results. Yeah, that's certainly kind of a disappointing fixture to watch, but we'll see if we can turn it around next time out. $31,000 in attendance is actually pretty good and entertaining. Let's advance forward. Yeah, we were completely powerless in that match. Possession was tough, so were shots. I'm going to look out for a better fixture going forward. Yeah, I mean, they completely outpassed us 643 to 257. We won in tackles, but that's not really what counts. Props to Kevin Lambert as kind of the best player from that first match, but at a 6.7, it was tough to take away any positives that we had right there. Still waiting to advance against our next fixture. I would really like to use this match to try and just gain some confidence in this team to know that we can, in fact, score. All right, let's go look at the tactics of this side, though. I'd be thrilled if we start kind of mixing things up. But that's just not the best player for that spot. Taylor, I almost think that we have to go with that setup right there. Can Najimi play it? No, Yarrow can't. Okay, so he's at least competent enough to play it in that position. We'll advance forward a little bit more. Here we are. Let's use this suggested squad. Sean Francis will get another opportunity, but we'll make a big change in Santi Moar going in for Sebastian Valaquez. Josh Varro moves over to the middle. Taylor and Ouimet on the back line as well. Fall and Lambert have been really reliable. Asante, Lancaster, and Martinez will hold on to the spot. Slight favorites over Queen's Park Strangers. We'll hope to kind of turn it around here for this match as we have it at home. So I was discussing with a few of the other managers of the league. What's going to be interesting is if any of these players going forward run into injuries or just overall all-around bad luck, that could certainly impact how play goes forward. Yeah, overall in the opinion here, I feel like if we can get a result, I'd like to keep it to a multi-goal win to try and get back into the positive goal differential and just move into the mid-table here. God, Queen's Park Strangers with a 50,000 attendance. But here's what Legion Stadium of eUSL Fantasy League will end up looking like. I think looks like a lot of the players hold around a 31,000 attendance, but let's move into the match preview. $31. I'm feeling okay about this. I'm going to be hopeful going forward that we can try and pick up a result. Looking at the bench, Corey Herzog is going to be left on the bench. I think this is end up going to be the right call here. Solomon Asante has one yellow card, and he's a yellow card away from a suspension. Let's submit the team and move forward. I'm hopeful. Let's give it our best effort here and try and see what we can do. It was probably a mistake not to play Moar in that last match, and I probably regret not keeping him at least on the bench for that one and leaving him at home. But let's see what he can do. Valakowitz didn't have as strong a fixture, and we had to go to Corey Herzog last time out to replace him. So to kind of look forward to our substitutions, Dane Kelly, Moloto, Valakowitz, or if we need backline support, Jack Marr for, I guess, we met. Yeah. Here we are waiting. We'll just be playing the AI coach, so pausing and everything will kind of be at our own discretion. Let's see how things go. First home fixture for Wilmington Town FC of the season. Like I was saying, again, the fact that Strangers were rather blown out in the last match to take a 3-0 defeat has me hopeful going forward that this team can kind of remain normal and kind of regain some confidence here. But with one person left to check in, let's start jumping into the match. Probably doing some last-minute formation checks. Here we are. Teams are warming up. Let's hop in. I'm going to try and look for in the locker room a way to just build the confidence of the guys here. Let's head into the dressing room. Yeah, let's motivate them. Better performance today. That last performance last week was not what I was looking for. Strangers gets the match start. Trotter in the midfield. No, hold on. Still to Ward. Over to Forrester, who takes it out on the wing. And Jermaine Taylor with a chance, but quickly swallowed up by Restrepo. Very early opportunity in the first 30 seconds of play. Here we are with a throw-in opportunity down to the flank. Wallfall crosses it into the box. Kevin Lambert sends it over the bar, though. But within the first 6 minutes of play, we have our first shot, which is already a better start than what we had from the last match. Let's do a bit more shorter passing. Watson, they're certainly controlling play in the midfield. I feel like this team isn't going to be a possession monster this season, but we'll just kind of play for our own opportunities. Ward sends it into the box, but it's deflected. Santimara collects it on the edge of play, but clears it out. 1-1 in shots. Still going forward, it's been a relatively even fixture. Enzo Martinez with a crossing chance on a free kick. Romero takes the ball for Queen's Park. Let's see if he can send the ball forward and what becomes of the play. Over to Kleber, which was actually the highest rated team player of our picks available, but no one really wanted to select him. Really a Brazilian striker. 2-1 shot advantage to Strangers. King tosses it into Watson, back over to King. Back over to Watson. And Kevin Lambert up over to Enzo Martinez. Over to Sean Francis, back to Ouimet. There's no one in the midfield with that horrible giveaway, though. Elizabeth Town takes an early lead over Polly. Up to fourth with that on goal difference. Sean Francis recovers it from an overstep by Bruce. Over to Ouimet. Still no one in the midfield as we keep just clearing the ball out. Giving away a lot of these chances. Santimara up to Enzo Martinez. Let's try and get something going here. Over to Moar. Goes around the first defender. Alright. Closer opportunity. Goal! Santimara sends us up 24th minute. Great chance. Dribbled from midfield all the way. The length of the pitch, scores from outside the box to put Wilmington Town FC 1-0 up. Well done to Mo on that opportunity. Certainly worthy of praise right there. Let's, again, set it up to play for set pieces a bit more. I'm thrilled to take a lead here. That was our first goal of the season so far. Clever with a chance here for strangers, though. Over to Martinez, who clears it out to Trotter in the midfield. Forrester. Over to Clever, who has a chance to take a shot, but he sends it wide. That was lucky that it didn't go in. We're playing a little lax on him. 3-2 shots advantage, now 3-3. We're the only one with a shot on target, though. Overall, this has been rather a pleasing start to the game. I've been okay with how the team has been playing and hasn't been overall too disappointing to start off, although still plenty of time left in the match to see things change. Looking elsewhere, Clydesdale goes up 1-0. A penalty at 1-0. Bunch of 1-0 results. Another capable of even more. Cameron Lancaster gets us started here in the second half. A lot of the highlights we've had have just been kickoffs for the new half. We met, controls the play. I don't know, I don't want to take off after how he's been playing, so I may want to go with Maloto for Martinez as an opportunity, and maybe bring in someone for Asante. Kevin Lambert. Let's see how this highlight goes. I want to at least try and get everyone 70. Kevin Lambert takes the ball in the midfield, even though it was suggested to sub him off. Santimar drills the ball in play. He holds it back, sends it over to Sean Francis, who's been having a much better game out than first time out. Lambert in the midfield, sends it over to Carl Wimet. Over to Santimar, back to Lambert, back to Moar, back to Lambert. Sends it in space over to Francis, who has the opportunity to cross it here. Into the box, Cameron Lancaster gets it deflected out of play. Let's make our first sub of the match. Let's bring on Dane Kelly. I may want to look to Solomon Asante as our next person to bring off. Kevin Lambert with a chance here in the midfield. Over to Wallfall, up to Enzo Martinez. Asante in space. Dribbles it forward just on the edge of the box. Crosses it into play. More with a chance, but it's quickly swallowed up by the Stranger's goalkeeper. Let's make another substitution here. Who can we take out for... Actually, Sean Francis has been having a solid game. Let's do Jack Marv for Wimet. Sean Francis takes up a yellow card, though. Jack Marv comes in as we're still very much holding a slim lead here. Not exactly the game I was certainly hoping for, but it's one that we'll definitely play through. Let's do, instead of Solomon Asante, Lebo Maloto to get our third and final substitution of the match in. Always makes me nervous when it's the 89th minute and there's a highlight that comes up and we don't have possession. Jack Mayer with a chance to clear it out, and he does clear it outside the box, but that's gone wide. Make me incredibly nervous with a few of these late highlights. Here we are into 4 minutes of added time. Another late chance for Strangers. I'm going to be very disappointed if they end up taking a point here as it goes out for a corner. Got a goal. We do have confidence that we can score. Jack Mars sends the ball forward. Asante Mars in space. Advancing the ball forward. Let's see if he can hit Dane Kelly in stride. Quickly marked down, though, so he'll have to kind of dribble out for a bit. Wins the ball from King. Although King takes the ball back. Come on, let's keep advancing. Jermaine Taylor sends it over to Enzo Martinez. Over to Taylor. Over forward into the box for Dane Kelly, who takes the ball in hand. And Chris Whelan recovers from his injury as we pick up a corner here late in the match. Adjusted their formation. Blackwood dribbles around the first defender. Deflected out. Corner kick for Queen's Park Strangers, and this may very well be the last action that we see of the match. Just tighten up, guys. Play and defend this once more. Mars sends it forward out of the box. Lambert tries to mark it off. Certainly forcing them out more. Alright, that'll be a free kick our way. All we have to do is just send it forward, and that'll be full time. No rush to take it. Sean Francis is going to send it forward for Wilmington Town. Full time, there it is. Wilmington Town picks up their first result of the season with a 1-0 result of the match. Santimor gets our goal right there, and this has just certainly been an overall great fixture. Lancaster with a rather disappointing 6.3, but Mora gets an 8.3 result as we take the 1-0 victory to finally move up in the table. That was a good win for us. Always just praise the team when you get the chance. Let's look at a few of the other latest results around the league. I'm going to check in on the Elizabethtown fixture right here, hopefully. It was a low-scoring fixture, but we pick up our first 3 points of the season over Strangers. Again, hopefully I want to see the remainder of some of these results. Let's see a few of the other matches. But if we're looking back in at the tactics, I must say, Cameron Lancaster was rather disappointing as the forward, and I thought he would have been a more stronger person to have, but he's only registered a 6.6 rating on 2 appearances. He may be someone I want to look into replacing, to maybe put in a Dane Kelly type player or a Cameron Awasa as another opportunity. but I've been pleased with how Santimar played that match. Valaquez, it was tough to see him not in there, but Jack Mara played a fantastic end to the match. In that appearance coming in for We Met, Sean Francis improved. Jermaine Taylor was certainly fantastic. Lambert and Fall has been a very great pairing that we had in the midfield. I still feel like this is a strong team. I just need to figure everything out. Let's look at a few of the other matches that have starting to wrap up here. Everyone's certainly a nervous weekend to go at each match 1-0. Full time as Cloudsdale gets their victory. Another solid result for them. Let's advance it forward. Yeah, looking at the Discord chat that we have here, 3 1-0 result gains, and 2 of the goals came in the same minute, including my match of the 24th minute of play. Yeah, it seems like a lot of teams should have had a few more goals than just the 1-0 results that we both ended up taking from this match. But certainly not one to complain with how results ended up. I will take the 3 points when we can get them and just advance forward into the league. We're going to save everything, and I'm going to be pleased with how the match in the season has started. Not overall thrilled, but relatively pleased with being able to pick up a result there. We'll still have a negative goal differential of -1, but we will at least have 3 points. To begin with, I think that'll have us sitting in 4th, I believe. Yeah, 4th, tied for 3rd on points, but I will certainly take it. Yep, 4th, tied for 3rd on points. 50,000 at Legion Stadium. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Legion Stadium, high school, here in Wilmington, have a 6,000 capacity with 50,000? Or with a very big result, but there's your look at the table. I hope you guys enjoyed following along for the first 2 match days of the eUSL season. And be sure to like and subscribe for more content. But this is Stat Robot signing off.